Hey folks, Chris Waters here at the EA3 event, and I'm taking a look at EA Sports MMA. With me is Victor Lugo, gameplay designer for the title. Victor, thanks for joining us here.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for coming to check out the game.
Absolutely, we're excited to see how this game plays out in the ring. Now talk to us, we're going to see who do we have in the fight here, first of all?
Here we have Brett Rogers and Jeff Monson. Brett is actually a really good stand-up fighter. He's got a lot of power in his fists. Jeff is more of a grappler, so you're going to see a nice chess match between striker and grappler here.
Excellent, and you guys are running the gamut across all sorts of disciplines. Talk to me about the fighter roster and the sort of different styles.
Sure, well, we actually have signed fighters from all over the world of different disciplines. So within the game, you're going to actually see the people fight like they fight in real life. If you fight a guy of a different style, you're going to need to game plan for that guy. If you fight in a different part of the world, you're going to need to be prepared for the type of rules you'll encounter in that place. So we really want to just replicate everything you see in real life.
So what's your personal favorite style? What do you tend towards?
I'm a grappler. In real life, I like to grapple. I'm a jiu-jitsu participant. So I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm going to go for the arm, I'm going to go for the leg or the choke.
All right, so talk to us about the ground game in EA Sports MMA.
Well, our ground game is all about striking versus grappling. So when you go to the ground, you're able to pound a guy out, or you're able to advance your position and submit. What we're trying to do is get a nice balance there between striking and grappling, so that if you're striking a guy, he's going to need to either control that and strike back with you, or counter your strikes in order to grapple. The idea is that if I'm striking you, you won't be able to grapple me. So that's
because you got to be blocking those strikes.
And if you're blocking, I'm going to grapple you, and that's where we create the nice back and forth on the ground.
All right, now the end result of striking, you want knockout. Maybe at the end result of a grappling, you want a submission. Talk to us about how you get him on the ground, you get that arm locked. How does that play out?
Well, when we're in a submission on the game, what we're trying to do is it's not a race, it's a battle. So on the ground, you have to manage your stamina. You're trying to get to a point where you're, as my opponent, are out of stamina. So we're going back and forth, and I'm pulling and you're pulling. Well, can I pull at a better rate than you can pull in order for you to run out of stamina? If you're out of stamina, I'm going for it. It's tap or snap time.
Absolutely, and there's a cool visual thing that happens. You get someone in a submission, and the joint that's being submitted actually shows through on screen. It's kind of like an X-ray effect.
Yes, that's right, and that's what gives you the feedback on your progress in the battle. If the bone is white, you're actually okay. If it starts to fade out, you're doing really, really well. You're about to get out of it. But if it's red, it'll continue to get red and start flashing, and that's the point where you're like, okay, I might need to reassess my strategy here or tap out.
And you're in trouble, yeah, exactly. Now, we were doing some of that earlier. The submission is sort of a slow, every tap of the B button manages your stamina, sort of uses a little bit. That's that slow battle you were talking about. Chokeout is a different story. Talk to me about that.
Okay, so in the chokeout, you're actually using the stick to try to find the sweet spot on the controller, which makes it vibrate. What that's simulating is if I try to choke you, you know where my hand is immediately, so you'll see it on the screen. And now that's the point you need to follow. If I start to get out, you feel me release the pressure, so now you're going to apply pressure. It's just a battle of who can find that zone best.
And so we're both, furiously waving the analog stick, and one of those didn't go so well for you earlier, but you submitted me a fair amount of times.
Yes. Well, I played once or twice.
And like you said, you're the grapple guy. Now, talk to me about striking. You're standing, and how does striking, blocking, parrying, that system work?
Striking and parrying and grappling or fighting work just like they do in real life. It's not really hard to defend any type of strike if you want to defend. Where you get caught is trying to strike. So what I'm trying to do is find that perfect time to hit you while you're going for some big looping punch. I'm going right down the middle. You will be more vulnerable as you try more strikes. So if you bring your hand down to go for a strike, that's what increases your vulnerability. And that's the time that I need to strike. So there's a back and forth there.
So when are folks going to be able to get their hands, fists, elbows on this game?
We haven't actually officially announced our release date, but it'll be sometime later this year.
All right, Victor, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for the look at EA Sports MMA. Hope you folks enjoyed it.